Izotope is a proud sponsor of today's episode. Do you know about their new RX12? This is the way to make your audio flawless, all-in-one audio restoration. RX's 50-plus tool ecosystem is everything you need to rescue, refine, and enhance every project, blending surgical control with rapid results. Fully flexible, RX12 includes a standalone audio editing application and suite of software plugins to use in digital audio workstations. For decades, RX has pushed what's possible in audio editing and restoration, bringing out magic in every scene, song, and story. Powered by pioneering machine learning tech, it's the supporting star behind countless Oscar, Grammys, Emmys, and the winner of a Technical Academy Award. Go get this for yourself. Izotope RX12. It's out. IZOTPE.com. Hey, what's happening? Before we jump into the show, I wanted to see if you had any music on a hard drive. You have a band, you have a project, and you want to self-release your own music. Well, there's an easy way to do it. You can go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate and go get your music up on all the streamers. You keep 100% of your royalties, and you can get 30% off by using this code. It's a great, easy way to get your music up on the streamers and share it with your fans, your friends, your family, your mom, your dog, everybody. Everyone wants to hear it. But go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate, HYPHENATE, and send me the link. I want to hear it too. Send your mom the link. Send your dog the link. They all want to hear it too. What's happening? Welcome to Hyphenate Halftime. This is our show for July 5th. Happy 4th of July. Joining me is the ever patriotic Uncle Sam figure in my life, Mr. Aaron Farley. How are you doing today, Mr. Aaron Farley?
Woo! Welcome to the new America.
America. How was your 4th of July?
America, better and brighter. It was good. We just went over to some friends.
Oh, good. Did you blow anything up?
No, that's not
blowing things up.
We're in the middle of the forest. I think that we don't. This does not get looked lightly upon up here, for sure.
Right. Yeah.
Ever touching anything with fire. Almost everybody who's been up here for more than like 4 years has had some kind of fire scare where they've had to leave their house because of something.
Oh God.
So I think everybody is very we could hear, it's so quiet up here. We can hear the fireworks going off down in San Bernardino from our house. Like not even the big explosions, just like until about 1 a.m, you could just hear off in the distance.
Oh my God.
And we're like on the other side of the mountain and 40 miles away from San Bernardino, and you could still hear the explosions down in the valley. No, but it was good. The good thing up here is that we're right next to the lake, and we had some friends that have a dock down on the lake, and so we went and hung out and had a nice meal up at their house, and then we walked back down, and they have like a pontoon boat, and so we got out in the pontoon boat, and then they have a big fireworks show that they shoot off right above. Like they put a barge out on the lake and they shoot fireworks from the barge, so it's like right in the middle of the lake, and so
it's all falling in water everywhere.
And everyone and a bunch of people have their boats out there and sit on their boats, and you listen to "I'm glad I'm being American, and at least I know I'm free."
Oh my God.
But no, it was a nice, just very chill 4th of July. Unlike all the videos that I've been seeing this morning of like Newport Beach and,
oh God.
And
I haven't seen any videos. Is it going crazy?
Oh my God. It's crazy. I do think that, the idea of everybody having a video camera and knowing that everything's going to be filmed, it brings out like that 5% of people who are just willing to go for it. It's like, It brings out like all of the characters that would have tried to, get on Jackass or whatever.
I was just gonna say, it sounds like the Jackass kind of moment.
But before then, like you used to have to know someone, or you used to kind of have a skill, like skateboarding or something. Like there had to be a reason to make a video, because you couldn't just make a video because no one would watch it. You would have you had to have kind of some kind of production behind you, whether it was like a skateboard company paying for it, or Thrasher, or like some magazine, or like eventually, Spike Jonze getting into it and going on MTV and doing, there had to be like a level of steps. And so it would end up only being like 10 people, because those are the only 10 people that were marketable enough to make this thing work so they could actually make money off of it. And now, since everybody had, like, no one's worried about making money. I mean, maybe they are. Maybe you're making money off of your views or something, but most people are just like, I just want to go viral, right? Like that's enough. It's enough to be considered popular, I guess, or like for even if it's just for one day. Like, oh my God, you're the guy that stood on the cop car and shot bottle rockets into the apartment building and the lady screamed out the window, whatever. Like, you're that guy. And then you're like, yep, I'm that guy forever.
That's me.
Now that's me.
Yep.
I now have a personality and I'm that guy. And so there's enough of those people now that it's insanity. Like it's total, like these, if you just look up, like the Newport Beach was completely closed down by cops, and there's like cops with horses on the beach, like taking American flags from people, and there's fights and like just people throwing huge bombs into the middle of people and it exploding, like 3-story high building, like, like a mortar. Like people are just throwing mortars into like downtown Newport, like thousands of people. Like people, it seemed like maybe a pavilions got broken into and completely just like raided. And there were just thousands and thousands of people. Yeah. Freedom, man.
Freedom stuff.
This is what happens when you just tell everybody like, hey man, the government's coming to get you. Everybody's coming to get you. And then you have so little support from your government or from anybody else that you're like, yeah, probably. I don't know what's happening, but something's definitely not helping me. So I might as well go and blow
something up.
Even if it's just fireworks and it's not. But I do think, like, if you want to get into the, not really politics of it, but just quickly that you do get this like performative revolution. I think someone posted about this recently of like the I mean there's so many things have been coming out about like MK Ultra and the the LSD like really was bought, which conspiracy theorists have been saying forever, like, well, the government bought all the LSD and then they gave it to Ken Kesey and all these other people.
Oh, yes.
They ended up,
I've seen the videos.
And there's been books written about this in the past that, like, yeah, it's really funny that Ken Kesey and Ram Dass and who was the other guy? Timothy Leary never got busted. Mm-hmm. Never got busted for LSD. The whole time that it was complete. Or, Charlie Manson, like, went to jail 20 times and got out every single time right away. And all these things. And now it is really coming out that there were, that LSD was put in because these people in the 60s were real revolutionaries and were like, hey, we're going to try to change the system. The Black Panthers thought that the kids should have free lunch. So they started free lunch programs, which is where California gets its free lunch programs from school, from that idea, from the Black Panthers, And what they realized is like, well, if we get all these kids drugged up and we supply all the bands and we supply all the promoters and we supply everybody with LSD and then later heroin and everyone else, like that, it will give people like a performative revolution, an idea of performative revolution, but not that won't really change anything because everybody's having too much fun. And I think that I do think, like, when you see even all these people now that are like, freedom, man, this is about freedom. It's about fireworks and it's about this and it's about that. And like, well, kind of, it is about a party. Like we all have done dumb things with fireworks in the past and like gone out when your grandpa or your uncle gave you a lit cigarette to go light fireworks over on the corner. And, try to blow up mailboxes and, you know, get like the first friend that came home with a real M80 from the reservation, like which is up in Spokane, you know, like they made all that stuff illegal real quick. But the reservations over in North Idaho and Eastern Washington could kind of sell whatever. So you'd get the first friend that had the driver's license at 16 and were like, I'm going to the reservation to get fireworks, you know, and they'd come back with full mortars and everything else. And then you'd have to find a time away from your parents and go sneak off somewhere and blow things up. Or, you know, we used to build like all sorts of machines and try to blow them up with, you know, or you'd take a whole pack of Piccolo Petes and you would take all the gunpowder out of them and put them into a ping pong ball and smash it really big.
Oh my God.
Put a wick in there and you'd bury it in the ground and see who could make the biggest hole in their neighbor's yard. I mean, it's just like the dumbest stuff, right? And
yeah.
And so there is part of that. But now that when it's now gotten into like revolution talk, or you see like the white supremacists marching through Washington, D.C. and all this stuff, and you're like, can someone please, someone at the top needs to help. Because as much as you think that the people at the bottom have any sorts of power, like the second that anything happens and we're like, hey, things are going good, all our phones just going to shut off. And we're not going to have a way to communicate with each other. You know, it's like there is no communication, kind of like everybody's communicating over kind of an open phone line.
Right.
You know, for any real like kind of revolutionary ideas. And when I'm saying revolution, I'm not talking about like burning buildings and stuff, but it's like literally getting healthcare or like making sure that the poorest among us are getting food before money is sent off to build data centers or whatever. But that being said,
happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy
250th
July. Hopefully the performative revolution that just gets people in trouble and starts fights and all of that can go away. We can start there. I do feel when you see people, you know, there are hopeful people out there talking, and there are hopeful candidates that I hope will be able to get in and at least help to make some laws
affect a real change.
Because you see it in other countries where you're like, no, it really is. Like, I know that everybody says there's no way, this country's too big and whatever. And you're like, I don't know. I feel like if you got a lot of the people at the top out of the way, it wouldn't be that hard to change some of these systems for the better.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think half the trick is just enforcing the rules that are already in place. You know, I think we've seen this with Zoran Mamdani, you know, in New York,
right,
where it's like, it's not even really that revolutionary as much as it is actually just putting enforcement where it hadn't been enforced before, you know. Well, and things were, you know, these people should be, you know, there's tax laws on the books, but no one had ever taxed them. Yeah. And so we're like, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and do the thing that we were supposed to be doing all this time. Yeah. Just go ahead and to start there.
Yeah.
And then put that money towards, you know, actual community projects, things you need.
Totally.
You know,
and see if it works.
Daycares and libraries, see if it works and things. It's not so revolutionary when it's like, well, let's just do what we said we were already going to do. If we just start there, and then it'll grow. Yeah.
And see if it can work in the biggest city and in the nation first, I guess, is a good way to do it.
You know, it serves as a beacon. You know, it's not like it's that only works in your tiny town.
No, that's what I mean. Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, if we can work here, it should be able to work many other places.
Yeah. And you know it can't. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You know it can because it has to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of which, the interesting politically charged localities, we talked about Orange County a whole bunch last week with Daniel and his book, Tearing Down the Orange Curtain, How Punk Brought Orange County to the World. It was really fun talking to Daniel and just getting to just talk about, you know, the backyard shows in the 80s and sort of what that kind of suburban punk revolution looked like there and the bands that came out of it.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I mean, I think for me that I did not get into like the first wave of skateboarding in the 80s. I did not get into punk. I didn't get into punk then, like with Black Flag and with like the any of those
Sure,
old,
Adolescence,
Adolescence, and even the Circle Jerks and stuff back then, TSOL, and I didn't. Yeah. I just like, to me as a suburban kid in Spokane, all of that stuff, I was like, this seems way too scary for me. I just wasn't, I was like kind of listening to like Rush and Led Zeppelin and some classic rock and not even really metal yet. But you'd see all that stuff in Thrasher and in Skateboard Magazine and everything else. And
it was still at that time when there was a local scenes or local things that were happening, and it was starting to eke out, like you said, we had MTV by that point and Thrasher and some more national outlets. Yeah. But all that stuff, it was back when, you could be, I always think about this, like Jane's Addiction was a huge local band. They would go on to create to achieve notoriety through Lollapalooza and this other stuff. But 10 years before that, they were selling out 2,000 capacity theaters. Yeah. In the 80s, but no one else knew about it. If you didn't grow up in LA, you didn't really know what that was. Right. So I feel like a lot of that stuff, it was just the right timing for all those bands coming out of Orange County to sort of fit in. It was a homegrown scene with over a decade of history and bands and influences, and played. Bands like No Doubt played thousands of shows before there was ever a second of it on MTV. Totally. Went through so many iterations and just had all this time to incubate and create themselves as a band. It wasn't that this was their first time, or their first record even. This is years and years and years of putting stuff out. Well, and I think back then, like I knew of kind of Los Angeles quote unquote punk music. I knew of really like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Suicidal Tendencies. Oh, right, sure, of course. Because Suicidal Tendencies were, they had the Coca-Cola. All I wanted was a Pepsi. Or all I wanted was Pepsi, right? Yeah. And they had that, and they had skating in the video. And they had, so you're like, oh, this is a cool band. And they're kind of crazy, but it was almost kind of like cartoonish, because like how they wore their hats and they had the whole thing. And like, it wasn't like this, like, what was perceived in the ads when I would see of like punk was kind of scary, right? Like you had the dudes with mohawks, and it was like kind of dirty, and it was like, I'm gonna kick your ass, whatever. But when you saw like the Suicidal video, even though those dudes in real life were like that it was kind of funny. Like it was made for MTV. It really was, like, totally when you're looking at that. And so it was like that kind of made sense to me because it was so skater central or whatever. And then Red Hot Chili Peppers was just like goofy, right? But then once I got into like the snowboarding stuff, and snowboarding got bigger, and Big Bear became like a big hub because they were like building jumps and building these like snowboard parks and stuff. Then Southern California became this big thing for snowboarding. And then pop punk hit like all the snowboard videos, and then that's where it was like that Orange County, Southern California pop punk, like non-scary punk, whatever. And so then that's when he was talking about all those bands, I'm like, oh yeah, I learned about every single one of those bands from snowboard videos when I was a kid. And so I feel like Pennywise was huge for that. Pennywise, that kind of soundtrack, for sure, and Bad Religion and all that, and so all of that, but any of that, like which just became Warped Tour. So it was like all of that music became like Kevin Lyman's like Warped Tour. Like, this is my package that we're now selling to the world as Southern California punk, and that's when. So even hearing him really like talking about all those bands, I'm like, yeah, I was the kid that this music at that moment when it got packaged and sold, like Real Big Fish and
Like
Sure.
all that, like, what's ska? I've never heard of ska before. And it's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
kind of punk, but it has horns and people have big boots and they like, you know. And so
Yeah.
all of those bands would start, not all of those bands necessarily, but like then bands started cropping up in Spokane. And this is kind of like, I'm talking a little later. It's like 90, 92.
More mid to, yeah.
Yeah, like 92 to 90. I mean, really, really 91 to 94, maybe.
Okay.
But then, you know, all of a sudden we'd go to see shows and I was like, oh, there's a ska band in Spokane. Oh, there's a band that sounds like No Doubt. There's a band that sounds like, or, you know, the Aquabats would come up and play.
Sure.
Or the, you know.
Yeah. They were huge. That was a huge part of that.
But it was a huge change. I mean, it literally changed the direction of music for the whole world, because it made like punk sound palatable and not scary for kids in the suburbs or whatever.
Well, it's funny. Yeah. I think it kind of comes in that post Nirvana sort of wave of like, you know, major label A&R people just scouring the country, you know, like what is the homegrown scene that's happening in, you know, name any town.
Yeah.
And in Orange County, you know, right in the backyard of Hollywood, it wasn't hard for them to go, you're like, oh, well, what's everybody doing over here? And then you're like, oh, okay, we'll sign all these bands.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
And that sort of like flooded in the post Nirvana sort of way, where again, I think there was something very palatable and kind of fun, and you know, maybe it wasn't like surf music, but it was sort of this youth oriented, you know, pop rock music. You know, with kind of what the trajectory of No Doubt going from like a, you know, I don't know what it was, an 8-piece, a 12-piece, you know, ska band with a whole horn section to then just 4 people.
Yeah.
You know, fronted by a very charismatic, you know, young woman in then, you know, and, you know, whatever, guys that look like they could have been in Blink 182 or something, you know.
Yeah, totally. And it was like, it changed the way people dressed. It started like mall culture, like zoomies, zoomies, like anything, like all of a sudden it was like, well, I want a spiked belt. That looks fun. I want a wallet. I need a wallet chain. I want a
tank top, maybe something with some stripes in it, and went from flannels and ripped jeans to kind of this 77 throwback thing.
A tight shirt with a colored
collar.
What is it? A ring tee.
A ringer tee.
I need a ringer.
The girls had baby doll tees.
Yeah, tight ringer tee and
Dickies.
Yep,
and some puffy skate shoes.
Yeah,
I'm stoked.
So I need some size 38 Dickies, even though I'm a size 28. And I'm going to just let them go over my pants so they just rip. And then I'm going to have like Vans or Converse. And that's it. And we're just going to it's going to be cool, man. I'm going to go to the beach.
Yeah. No, I think he wrote a really good book, and it was interesting too, because I love this, you know, sort of thing. Like it was similar almost to like what Darby Saxby was talking about too, where it's like, well, why did I write this book? Because no one had written this book. You'd assume that this book would have already been written. Right. You know, that there'd be 4 or 5 books about this kind of thing already. But when you find, you know, as a writer or as a you know, professor or researcher, you're like an area that hasn't really been documented in that sort of in you know, published format. You know, then it's like, oh, cool. Okay, well, this is a blank area. And there's lots of, you know, weekly things and zine things and kind of oral histories out there, but it wasn't really, you know, presented in book form. So now their book will be that book.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because I think from someone who did not grow up in Southern California, that people don't know the difference between Orange County and LA. Like right. Like we always just thought of that as like, oh, it's Southern California music, I guess. But you really thought of it as LA. Like that's just LA music. Like it's like the music that comes out of Los Angeles. Like Big Bear is in LA. You know,
right,
like
here. Like Disneyland is LA.
Disneyland is LA. Even like San Diego. It's like, well, that's kind of LA, right? Like it's kind of the same thing. It's all just by the beach. Like you just think LA is by the beach. Like I remember when my friend moved down here and he lived in Hollywood, and I was like, oh man, that must be so cool. How much do you go surfing? He's like, what? What do you mean? I've been to the beach.
An hour with traffic.
I've been to the beach one time this year and it was like cloudy. Like, wait, how could you live by the beach and not go surfing? He's like, dude, it takes an hour and a half for me to get to the beach. What are you talking about?
And parking's impossible.
Like you're as close to the beach in LA as you are if you live in Portland.
Oh, okay. I never
Pretty
thought
much.
about, yeah.
And like Portland's way inland, but you can get to the beach in like an hour and 15
Sure.
minutes. And really, like if you live in LA, like especially like if you lived in Pasadena, you are even without traffic, you're minimum 45 minutes, and then you have to
always, yeah.
you know. And but you think like from outside of LA, like, oh yeah, Orange County, that's LA. LA is by the beach. Everything's by the beach. Everything is like, I've heard of Huntington Beach. That's in LA. We're like, no, it's close. It's like really far away. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny growing up here, growing up, sort of in the Inland Empire, I feel like we could get down to Orange County and Huntington Beach pretty quick, just based on kind of the weird geography of the coastline.
Yeah.
It's like you could be an hour east of LA, but only, half hour to Huntington Beach, because it sort of curves inland in that kind of way. There's a little shelf. And so even, like my first job was at Disneyland. I think it took me 20 minutes to get there. So it was like the Inland Empire wasn't that far from all of those Orange County sort of places.
Well, the Inland Empire is a strange thing. It's like it's like the weird. It's the hugest part, but it's like one of the most left out parts of people. Like i.e. Riverside, whatever. And you're like, no, it's so huge. It's so like everyone lives here.
Right.
And it's in between, like you said, like, especially like say Riverside is about 30 minutes from the beach. It's about 15, 20 minutes from Orange County. It's about 20 minutes from the desert, and it's about, and it's like 30 minutes from the base of the mountains. Like it's really,
in some ways it's more centrally located to all these different environments and versus being in Hollywood, or somewhere, West Hollywood, where there's you're half hour from any freeway.
Right.
You got to sit in just so much traffic.
Right.
If there was no traffic, but it just takes you a half hour to get to a freeway to get to somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I always love the thing where, what do you call it? I was joking with my wife. We were just saying, it's like, I was like, it's SoCal. The thing that everybody calls us, we live in SoCal. Or the other one I love is the Southland. I feel like this is only said on like weather reports or news reports. Like if you grew up here your whole life, I've never called it the Southland.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where do you live? I live in the Southland.
I live in the Southland, man.
Yeah, I'm in SoCal.
Okay. Yeah, SoCal, the Southland. So you only hear that when they talk about it on the news.
Yes,
the
exactly.
Southland weather report.
That's it. Yeah, just a big way of saying, 400 square mile or 400 like mile radius anywhere around, Pasadena.
This area where 15 million people live, maybe even more. Yeah. Right.
It's like God, I don't even know. Yeah, LA County.
Yeah,
but it goes beyond though. Yeah, if you went even further, it's huge. But yeah, it was I loved just chatting and thinking about it, although and just really that outside perspective, because I think I had the benefit of having older brothers who were into music and skateboarding and all that stuff, so it all felt very like, oh cool, okay, this is just what people do. I grew up seeing my brothers skate and castle, amateur skate contests and surf contests and things, and always being at the beach, so I was kind of just assumed that was everybody's experience. And music was always a big part of it. You'd always get flyers on your car, or if you parked somewhere before social media, it was just you come back to your car after a show, or being at the beach, and there would just be like 7 different flyers stuck to your windshield, under your rain. What do you call those? Your windshield wiper.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, all right, here's the Golden Voice calendar for the next 2 months.
Oh my God.
Here's all the shows happening at this club. Here's all the things happening here. And your car is just littered with that. And then, you go to the, whatever, Sam Goody or Music Plus or Tower Records, and it's like, cool. All right, here's all these bands.
And just get ready to figure out your week.
It seemed nonstop. There was always shows going on. I think that's one thing I definitely feel privileged that I don't, and it's hard to even appreciate it, but all. So obviously all the touring bands would come through LA or somewhere in the Southland. But then all the local stuff too, it really was a fertile scene where anybody kind of starting a project, you could play, 10 shows a month.
Yeah.
And not have the same audience twice. because there was just so many venues, especially at that time in the 80s and 90s. It was a pretty diverse crowd, and like you could play a show in Riverside and then play a show in Costa Mesa, and it's completely different audiences.
Yeah.
But if you were really into a band, then you could see that band, play multiple times a month. If you're willing to drive an hour and a half, you could go see. I remember my older brother Sam was really into this band, the Muffs, and it seemed like they played all the time. Like he has so many pictures of their shows and flyers and things. And it seemed like, they're in the early 90s, they were just playing all the time. And it didn't, and there wasn't this feeling like, it's oversaturated or you're playing too much. Because if you weren't at the show, you didn't see it. It wasn't like, you were posting on their Instagram where you could see, wow, this band's playing a lot. That's kind of weird. But it was just like, you didn't know unless you were going.
Yeah.
But it also allowed for that kind of thing too, that sort of that middle class or that sort of up and coming, experience of being a band, because you could, you wouldn't make tons of money, but if you played a lot of shows, you would make some money.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a way to, you could stay busy.
Enough to pay for the practice space or guitar strings or gas money or whatever.
Something. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Well, and even in LA in the 2000s, like when we were playing, there were, even just in LA, there were 20 places to play. Mm-hmm. Between the bars and between whoever was opening a gallery for that month or whoever had a weird like pair space or like a weird space or like
all
what
ages DIY spots.
It's like they just kind of have shows here, or they kind of like maybe some people live here, or like 6th Street Warehouse, or like just all of those types of places. And then you think of like when things were even much cheaper to live in, kind of like a downtown area or warehouse area, or like all of those spots that you hear about. Or I just feel like there were more backyard shows and stuff. Maybe people just didn't complain as much. I don't know. Because I feel like
it's part of the culture too. It was the sort of thing like that's part of the reason you live in the big city or in the big area, the metropolitan area, is because you want events going on all the time around. You want to, want to know that you just want to be able to walk out of your street and go to some gallery opening or go to some bar, and then you're going to see bands, and that was sort of seen as par for the course. Yeah. You're gonna, if you live in Hollywood, it's going to be loud after till 2 a.m. Maybe even after that. It's like it's expected.
You're going to have a band playing in your neighbor's garage, and then you're going to have a quinceañera on the corner with the bouncy house, and then you're going to have you're going to have the two blocks down at the venue, you're going to have like a wedding, and then you're going to have a art crawl, and then you're going to have a totally.
Yeah. So I think that's why all those areas worked so well for us, when we were in our 20s, living there in our 20s, because that's what it's what you wanted to do, stay out 7 nights a week.
I wonder if speaking of that I wonder if more people, like kind of before the internet and all the streaming, like everybody, like it being so easy to just stay in your house. I wonder if because more people were used to going out late and staying out, and then like, hey, we're going to go out and have dinner because it was a little bit more affordable. Mm-hmm. Like you'd go out at like 9 and then you'd get a drink, and they're like, hey, let's hit the bar on the way home or whatever. And you'd stay out till 12 or 1. And that was normal for even people who didn't party, who are 30 years. So then when you're out, you're like, you're used to people being up till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. Whereas now so many people kind of stay in their house. I mean, I know even a lot of restaurants even have a lot of problems, and even bars that like people just don't go out and drink or have a beer. Like there's less people that drink. There's less people that are going out late, because you're like, well, I have like 4 shows I'm in the middle of right now at home. So
and shit's so expensive. Yeah. Going out to a bar isn't a $20 proposition. Yeah. It's a $200 proposition. You're like, And you're already paying for the streaming shows. You've already paid for these. So those feel like you're not really paying for anything. You're like, well, I might as well use them. Well, and just post-pandemic, it just changed that whole thing. And also, I mean, we're talking as, guys, in our older age with families too. So maybe we're, we're not as hip and up on it as we think we are. Maybe there are people out there, but I definitely get the sense it's,
I think there's less. I mean, the times that we've gone out and gone to LA and like, oh, let's go out and have dinner. And you're like, this restaurant closes at 8 now? Like, when did restaurants close at 8? I've never, like, when we were definitely when we were younger in LA, like every restaurant was open till at least midnight, like 11 o'clock at midnight. And especially like if you were in New York, obviously like people are going out to eat at 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever. And it wasn't really like that in LA, but people stayed out much later. And now a couple places we've gone like, okay, you guys, we're closing in half an hour. Like half an hour, it's 7:30. You're in Echo Park. Like what is happening? this is weird. Where did all the people go?
Where do people go after shows? Right, exactly. Yeah, the bars get out at at 2. You should still have to be able to go get some French fries or something with your friends.
Yeah, so I saw that someone posted that the Burrito King in Echo Park got closed.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh my God, wait, what? Burrito King? Where are people gonna go? And like, oh, there must not be people out at night anymore. They're not. There's not a line at Burrito King at 1:30 in the morning with 40 people trying to hide their beer in their paper bag.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know
right.
Man, oh man, Randy. God damn it. These days, I don't know what to do.
Old men shaking their fists.
Speaking of old men.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if we all had to just die when we turn 30? So what is this? This is film number 4, film number 5 of our summer of 76, our ongoing 50-year retrospective looking at films from 1976. We chose the film Logan's Run, the sci-fi sleeper, not a sleeper hit, just a sleeper, just a snoozer. Logan's Run. I don't know. Did you not fall? I fell asleep like twice watching it.
Oh, I watched it in four different times. Like I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get up this morning. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I'm going to do some sit-ups. I'm going to like watch Logan's Run. And I watched like 15 minutes and I go, is anything happening? I can't. I was so lost. By the end, I understood kind of what was happening. Like I understood the main part of it. But what I did feel like, it felt like to me the first time that I watched The Matrix, where the visuals, like the visuals were really great. Cause this one A+ for like,
it looks cool.
Even the cinematography, it was shot a little bit like old, like first season of Star Trek.
Oh,
like
right, a little flat.
It was very flat. It was very well lit. Like everything was very bright. But I think that maybe that was the thing.
The style of the time.
But whoever did the set design, A+. So good.
Right. Well, you didn't want to not light that thing because, they probably spent so much money building all those sets and everything. Like, we need lights on every inch of this. Yeah. All of our money has gone into the sets.
And then even like the costumes and stuff. I think like the suits and the machines and the robot and the...
They did not spend a lot of money on bras, though, I'll have to say. There was very little budget on bras. Yeah. A lot of money on jumpsuits.
They had the point at the like 75% of the way through where he's like, should we take our clothes off? That part where they get in the cave. Yeah. You're like, you're in an ice cave. Why are you... your clothes are wet? Oh, okay. It's just like the gratuitous, real quick gratuitous, like just throw it in there. And then they put on like fur, like the fur blanket or whatever. There were a lot of parts that were like, you just skipped over this in the this is like some pages in the book where you're like, we just skip those 20 pages. We're just
yada. Okay, now we're naked. Now we're in fur. Okay, now we're good.
We're walking through a cave. But what I did find interesting about it is that all white people in the future.
Oh, of course, right.
Of course, all white people, and you know what? That could have been kind of a like political move,
eugenics kind of thing.
Of like, hey, this is where we're going. But they didn't show it as a negative. It just was like, I just kept waiting of like, oh, it really is going to be all. It's going to be all white people, huh? Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Well, if you look at Star Wars the next year, it's that's a pretty white movie. Yeah. And even when you get Lando in the second one, it's the one guy.
Right.
So I think it was a bit of a media blind spot or just systematic racism or just straight racism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think it was a problem.
Directors from that time going like, well, why there were no black themes? Why would I add any black people? And you're like,
Right.
oh,
Well, this kind of the dark ages still of segregation and blaxploitation and this kind of.
Well, and it still happens now. It's like,
Sure.
we're going to make the Little Mermaid is going to be played by a black girl. And
right.
Why would we ever make a fake mermaid? Like, oh my God.
Everyone knows mermaids aren't black. I'm like,
come on. Haven't you seen all the
don't
pictures?
exist. Yeah.
But so there was that. It's the obvious problematic part from 50 years ago, but we're gonna go over that. And but the like just the it is interesting, all of these movies in the 70s and maybe or 76 to be specific.
Sure, yeah.
Is this like, I keep wondering, are they really thinking like this is a centennial or like bicentennial, and what's going to happen? What's going to be the next 200 years of America? Because I do feel like all of these movies have touched on this, like, where are we going? Like, what society, like they're very societal movies.
Right.
Like it's about how the individual,
what is
like
happening,
how does,
we're in this transition.
Exactly.
Here we go.
It's like the individual within the group, and that group is all of society. And like fighting the taxi drivers, like the society is getting him down and he can't figure his way through. And Rocky is like, it's got him down, but he's going to figure his way through hard work and grit, and no one's going to tell him no, and he's just going to keep his head down. And this really was like this guy, this, what happens if everything is perfect? Well, everything's perfect. It's great. And we were all taught. But the weird thing about this was that there was no like council at the top. Like, it kept waiting for like the president or like this ruling force. And it kind of was like, no, there's no ruling force. It's like the people are just believing the thing. And kind of the machine, I guess, at the end, when keeps saying no, and then the machine explodes. I can't
human
take no
choice, free will. Yeah,
human choice, free will. But they get to the old man who's kind of living on his own with all his cats, which I'm down for, which is great. But this kind of Jesus myth too, of like the 40 days and 40 nights. Like, I'm going to go off into the desert and find the truth, and then I'm going to come back to the people with the truth, and I'm gonna, and the whole thing is going to explode, and then everybody's going to come out to the old man, and he's going to give the wisdom of with his little fire by the energy creating water.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. It was a lot. When I kept looking, I was like, oh, this is done. Like when they come out of the ice cave, and then I look, I'm like,
oh no,
there's 46 minutes left. Oh God. Wait, how am I going to do this? I was kind of fast forwarding parts. Yeah.
I was having a hard time. And it's the funny thing, because I've tried this I've tried watching this movie like a handful of times, and I think I always end up with the same thing. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. It really, yeah. But it existed, and it was a time, it was a very pre Star Wars. You think, I feel like there was some zeitgeist in the air, like, people wanted futurism. They wanted some kind of utopian idea or something, that there was a reason.
Well, I wonder if it's like the 60s happened, and everybody got, like, a lot of people, not everybody obviously, but a lot of people, younger people, got really excited that like, you guys, we're actually going to do this. Like, we're going to change, like, the early 60s and late 50s. There's a lot of, post-war, still a lot of racism. The economy is going good, but you're watching people go, oh, wait, the U.S. is going to be the power, the country with all the power in the world. It's going to be the number one country. And then you're watching the people going, wait, is this going to trickle down to us or no? Oh, wait, no, it's not. Right? Like, so they're watching they're watching this ideal of the 60s and free love and everybody's going to be equal and we're going to have these great schools and we're going to learn
disillusionment
all the information and there's going to be free this and then the disillusionment happened real quick, like the early 70s. And then because when is like the gas crisis is like right after this, right?
Yeah.
Right up into the 80s, like when the gas rationing and Iran, the Middle East and
from 73 and Opera, there was once in 73 and one in 79.
Okay.
So oil embargo.
So we're kind of in the middle of, we've seen this. And so then, because this is the same time, when did Star Trek come out? Was it really similar,
Star Trek
right?
was in the 60s.
Was in the 60s. Was that before?
Yeah, but that was before that. Yeah. Okay. So I think it's interesting. It's the utopia versus the dystopia, right? I think Star Trek is sort of hailed as like a real utopian sort of idea of the future and just the storytelling with very little like conflict, or there's set out like there's no big conflicts. It's little skirmishes. Yeah. There's not big wars against, that would come later in TNG and stuff. But the idea is sort of being that there's all war has been abolished. People have moved beyond money, and it's about, spreading culture and prosperity through the universe. And there's no racism, there's no money, there's no war. It's this kind of, we've solved it all, and look how great life could be. But I feel like I think there's the assassination of JFK, and then Watergate sort of puts America in that sort of disillusioned, slide back, and then also just the unfulfilled promises of the civil rights movement, of all of these kinds of things where just nothing, nothing's really turning out the way they wanted it to.
Yeah, or this idea of this might take longer than we thought. Like we want everything to change next year, and it's actually maybe getting worse.
Right. Yeah.
for some people, and then for the other people are thriving. Like if you're, and maybe that's kind of what this movie is even about a little bit of like, well, as long as you stay in line and you don't ask any questions and you just keep doing the thing, and like, hey, you're only going to get to 30, but that's fine. Because look at how great everything is. There's nothing bad happens. There's no disease. There's no skirmishes. We just like are kind of a little bit robotic, and we hang out until we're 30, and then we go and we all clap for all the people who are going to heaven or wherever these people go.
The ascension. They're ascending.
But then that whole thing was very confusing, and I just decided to not think about it too much. I'm like, well, they're kind of flying up into space, but then some people are trying to run, but then it's the people that stop them from running. But then I kind of know what they're running for, but I don't really know. Yeah. But then the fact that even like the gems, like the shiny gems, were in their palm, which is like the stigmata, like the Jesus stigmata of like, and then when he figures out the truth or whatever, it goes clear, and he's like, oh, I know the truth. And I'm like, oh, this is like a Jesus movie. Got it. It's like the story of Jesus going off and into the desert and finding the truth and coming back to tell the people. And then, yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of like Soylent Green also. I just looked up, that's 1973. So that's 2 years before this. But that sort of thing of like, in the future, people, can die early, or they have like suicide booths in Soylent Green, and then they find out, but they don't need food because they just drink this Soylent Green drink. And then they find out, Charlton Heston at the end, it's Soylent Green is people. All the people that kill themselves get turned into this drink that keeps everyone else alive.
That's a dark time.
Dystopia. The 70s. Well, again, there's the hope and the change. It really, I think the hope of JFK and what his assassination meant, and also Martin Luther King's assassination. I think there's this everybody that was standing for change. Yeah, getting gunned down.
And Malcolm X and Bobby Kennedy, and
you know what I mean. Yeah. Where it really felt like, oh, we're on a we're on some kind of hopeful trajectory, and that not happening, and then the people that are in power are so blatantly compromised, and this, Watergate, and he's the spying, there's tapping, and he resigns, I think in 73. It looks like here Nixon resigns. So we're all in that sort of zone of just like, yeah, none of this was working. As a collective, everyone's feeling about, like, to take a hopeful movie, I think that even the idea of, Star Wars 1 year later be called A New Hope. I think there was sort of, it was like, everybody's, how bleak. I feel like by 76, it's sort of like, it's about as dark as we can go in popular media, but something's going to break. We need the pendulum to swing. And then it goes into the 80s, and we're kind of off into something else entirely, where it's the Gordon Gekko, greed is good. Right. Where, if you just celebrate the bad guys, then we all win. Yeah. If you're tired of losing, just switch teams. Yeah. Be on the side of the bad guys, of big government and big business, and then just feel what it feels like to be on the winning side, because those guys are going to win anyway. So don't be on the side of truth and equality and and human rights. Be on the other side and feel good about it, and just don't think about those people. Right. It's still the bad guy, but everybody is kind of like the lovable bad guy a little bit. Like, well, he's sure the anti-hero. You all want a Ferrari, don't you? Right? Like Magna PI. Like you want, right? Exactly. Yeah. You want to catch bad guys in a Ferrari, right? With your buddy who flies a helicopter. That's TC. Where we're at. Right? Yeah. Well, that's a very post-Vietnam sort of thing too. Of like, what if you could? Yeah, exactly. Kind of wish fulfillment. You come back from Vietnam, and now you and all your buddies live in Hawaii, and you go around solving mysteries of the week, and you're the good guy, and everybody celebrates you for being devil may care, short shorts, little mustache. 18. Like, yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I'm waiting for the book on helicopters. There should be a documentary or a book. I think I've talked about this before on the podcast, but I really feel like we grew up in the 80s as kids with just the thought that helicopters were everywhere. Like Airwolf. Yeah. The 80s was the age of helicopters. And it was really the fallout of so many men learning to fly helicopters, and, Vietnam being really the helicopter war, because they had to get in and get out of tight spots in the jungle, and you couldn't really fly planes because you couldn't have, you'd have to make a runway. But if you could just find a clearing, you could go in and out with these helicopters. And all the men coming back from Vietnam with that sort of familiarity and that kind of wild, hey, we got helicopters now. Yeah. And you sort of see helicopters deployed in the police force and all these things. It was the big helicopter era. In movies, and it became like a big tourist thing too, to jump in a helicopter and go fly around New York, fly around LA, do a helicopter trip. Yeah, or if you're rich enough, you fly helicopters to your daughter's basketball event in Santa Barbara, from Newport Beach. Oof. R.I.P. Kobe. Yeah. I don't know when the age of helicopters will end, but I feel like I guess when drones start up again, right? Or when self-propelled jetpacks. When we can just put a drone on our back and fly around. That's what we need. Instead of e-bikes need to evolve into drones. Every kid's got a drone backpack. That can't be bad, right? No. Yeah. E-bikes. I make them less dangerous by having them up in the air. Right. Exactly. Yeah. But you can only fly over water. As long as you're flying over water, then it won't hurt. No safety gear. Like helmets, Nah, come on. Man. But yeah, I don't know. Logan's Run. Would you recommend it? What's your final take on it? I feel like I know less after watching it than I did before I watched it. Well, it did actually make me think of that these movies were really trying all of the ones that we've watched from 76 all had, like, they really were trying to say something. Right. Like, right. It wasn't just like, hey, there's always kind of a cultural point that's being tried to be made, or like some bigger philosophical moment. And it really did make me think of how much
like movie making was really about not just storytelling, but it was this kind of like, it was a
message, a way to deliver a message. You had to have something to say.
Yeah. And not in like a quiet way, in a very like, this is a very specific, loud movie of like, we are trying to say something about society right now. And we're going to be really open and blatant about what we're trying to say, whether it was clear or not. Like it wasn't always clear with it. Again, this one, there could probably be like a 1 hour edit of this movie that would make it make sense. Like if someone wanted to re-edit this as like now here's the version that you'll actually know what's happening most of the time and all the filler is cut out. But it did make me think of the movies now, like the big movies now. And like you have like good love stories and you have kind of like, you'll have stuff every once in a while that feels like, oh, it's really trying to say something. But I don't think that's what movies do anymore.
Right.
Like American movies. Like I don't think
it's not expected. It almost seems too cliche or too ham-fisted if it says anything that blatant.
Yeah, like there's too many other things in our world. I mean, and I guess even at this point, you know, music kind of did the same thing in a lot of ways of like,
sure,
it was kind of a cultural thing, or it talked about race, or it talked about just culture or what was happening, or, you know, and even now music doesn't, even though a lot of musicians work to try to tell those stories and put that stuff in their work, it doesn't get taken as seriously, I think, maybe as it used to. Like these things were much more like I'm going to put my flag in the ground right here with this movie, because this made me think of what I think of America, or what I think of culture or society or whatever. Definitely music. I mean, you know, people would die on the hill of their favorite song that spoke to them in some way of like trying to change the world, or you know, really made them think about race in a different way, or their neighbors, or the world, or the government, or something, you know. Whereas I think now a lot of art is much more of it works mostly as some kind of entertainment, or a way to like a little escapism, or entertainment, maybe, like for the most part. And not to say that artists aren't trying, or also not to say that artists don't put that stuff into their work consistently still now, probably more so now. But it does, I don't know if it has the same weight now. I think there's a lot more competition for how to change things. Maybe, I don't know, like whether art is going to necessarily do that or be a strength the same way that it's used to be.
Yeah. Well, I think we're savvy and also disillusioned in so many different kinds of ways. You know what I mean? Where I think there's, you know, the rise of like the 24-hour news cycle. We're all very much aware minute by minute what's happening. So it almost feels like anything that's too big statement-y, or, you know, or I think you kind of have to make these like, you know, bigger messages versus the like talking right now to the time. It seems like people are, because it's, you know, I think especially with social media, there is such an immediate dialogue around every incident that happens. Yep. So it would almost feel tone deaf to just give like a big blanket kind of, you know, message like, hey, you know, just love everybody.
Yeah. We should think of our neighbor in a more positive way, everybody.
Yeah, but then I think it is kind of, there's stuff that's always sort of just coded in ways, you know, where it is just about love and acceptance. I think personal politics, or identity politics and gender politics plays so much more into it, where it's just the existence of somebody, you know, just Bad Bunny being Puerto Rican is a big political statement. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And how he's platformed, you know, playing at the Super Bowl is a big message. And even if the songs are just about dancing and fucking or whatever, you know, the songs are about, you know, people try to say these songs aren't even family friendly. It's like, but that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about the content as much as it is the person in the setting, in the place, and where people are allowed to be visible
and where they're not, and that access to sort of the bigger levels of platforming, it seems to be sort of what the message is now.
Yeah.
Versus what's in the content of it. And I think in the same sort of ways with film and TV and things where it's like, oh, this is a female-led storyteller film, or this is a person of color making this piece. And so the content itself, even like the show Beef, it's like two Asian characters fighting over road rage, but the fact that it's led by two Asian characters is more
political.
important than the story itself.
Right.
And it's like whatever the conflict within side of it is just who's leading these things and who's being seen and who isn't, and how is that, that seems to be more the message. I did look up the songs of 1976. I was curious. I was like, did the songs follow the same sort of trajectory as the films where there's all big messages? And I think it's almost exactly the opposite. Wow. Which is funny. Okay. I think the music knew to just be light and
was
fluffy.
Was it disco?
As exemplified though by the number one song according to Billboard year-end Hot 100 singles of 1976. You want to make a guess? Do you have any thoughts?
Oh my God! Like YMCA.
It's an artist. It's an artist you and I both love. The song, number one song from 1976, "Silly Love Songs" by Wings.
Oh,
Paul
wow.
McCartney.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
that's perfect.
Right? Yeah, silly love songs. But that's a tongue-in-cheek kind of meta song too, like because that was him clapping back at John Lennon, who always said that Paul only wrote silly love songs,
right? And
so then he writes a song of like, but what's wrong with that? You think the world would have enough of silly love songs, But what's wrong with a silly love song? So that's number one. And then you got "Don't Go Breaking My Heart," Elton John and Kiki D. Okay. "Disco Lady" by Johnny Taylor.
I don't know.
"Oh What a Night" for Four Seasons.
Wow, Four Seasons.
Play that funk. Okay. "Oh What a Night."
Yeah.
Oh what? Yeah, right. "Play That Funky Music."
Oh my
Wild
God.
Cherry. Let's see. I'll jump over some. Paul Simon, "50 Ways to Leave Your Lover."
Okay.
Sarah Smile, Hall & Oates. What else do we got here? "Bohemian Rhapsody," big hit, number 18.
That was 1976.
Yeah. "Boogie Fever."
The crazy thing is, out of all of these, that's probably the most listened to, the song that's been what has been able to like go to the next generation, every generation.
Right. Yeah. Which is funny because it's a weird song.
Yeah, so weird.
Who else we got?
Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia.
Yeah. "You
Mamma
Sexy
Mia.
Thing" by Hot Chocolate.
Oh, wow.
That's good. "Get Up and Boogie." Eagles, "Take It to the Limit," number 25.
Sense. Okay.
Who else we got? "Love Roller Coaster," Ohio Players. "You Should Be Dancing" by the Bee Gees.
Which was the Red Hot Chili Peppers' first hit.
Sure.
was redoing "Love Roller Coaster."
Oh Lord.
Roller coaster. I fly.
"Golden Years," David Bowie, number 33.
Wow.
That's pretty good. "Only 16," Dr. Hook.
That one seems problematic.
"Dreamweaver."
Oh, I'm a dream weaver.
Let's see. What else is good? "Love to Love You Baby," Donna Summer.
This is a good era. And you're right. No political, like zero politics. This is like
"If You Leave Me Now," Chicago. That's pretty good. "Show Me the Way," Peter Frampton. "Lowdown," Boz Scaggs. "Dream On," Aerosmith. "Say You Love Me," Fleetwood Mac. Paul Anka, "Times of Your Life." "Devil Woman," Cliff Richards. "Fooled Around and Fell in Love," Elvin Bishop. That's a great song.
I need to
Fooled around and fell in love. "Convoy," Earth, Wind and Fire, "Sing Me a Song." What was "Rock and Roll Music" by the Beach Boys? I don't know that one.
I don't either.
Some Bay City Rollers, "Saturday Night." SATURDAY. Saturday Night.
Oh,
it's Saturday night. Bay City Rollers are great. I don't know. "Let Him In," another Wings song.
Isn't Bay City Rollers? Isn't that what Dave Grohl said? That he got all his like drum.
My Sharona. I don't know. Bay City Rollers, maybe. What do we got? "Evil Woman," Electric Light Orchestra.
Oh man, wow, these are classics.
Right? There's some good ones in here. I don't know.
Yeah, but nothing political. Zero.
"Rhiannon," Rhiannon, the Fleetwood Mac song.
I don't know that one. I don't think.
Oh, Rhiannon. You would know it if you heard it.
I probably heard it. Yeah.
Got to Get You Into My Life, the Beatles. I don't know why that's in there. Number 70.
It probably was in a movie or something.
Yeah.
When was their last year? 71?
69. Well, I guess, 69 was the last record. And then I think Let It Be came out almost like posthumously after the band had broken up. It was recorded before Abbey Road, and they shelved it, and then they released Abbey Road as the last record where they were still together, and then after they broke up, Let It Be, it was supposed to be called Get Back, right? But then they took all those songs that weren't finished, and they gave them to Phil Spector. And Phil Spector put string arrangements on them, Long and Winding Road, and all these. Phil Spector basically put more music onto an unfinished Beatles record, and that was what Let It Be was.
Oh, I didn't know that. I like that.
So that wasn't really. And Paul's gone on record saying he hates that the way they did that and why that happened. But by that point, he was already on to something else.
Yeah.
And
they're like, well, you shouldn't have left the band then. Shouldn't have gone and recorded a band on 4-track in your own house then. And
Thin Lizzy, The Boys Are Back in Town. There we go. That's great. Number 87.
Back in town. That's a great song.
That's so good. And then, another Bay City Rollers, Parliament, Kiss, Rock and Roll All Night, live, Disco Duck. But
oh my God, which song by Parliament?
Well, Parliament was Give Up the Funk and Tear the Roof Off Sucka.
Give up
let's
the
see.
phone.
Disco Duck, Take the Money and Run, Steve Miller Band. The Who got eked in their squeeze box at number 100. Country Boy, You Got Your Feet in L.A. by Glenn Campbell.
Wow.
So
that's a good list. That's a great list.
Hey.
I mean, lots of
but very different than the movies though.
5 of the movies. Yeah, nothing real futuristic.
Nope.
Like everything is very like rock and roll kind of
disco
based. Yeah,
soft,
but only a little disco though.
Soft oranges and muted yellows. Yeah. A lot of
right.
Yeah, amazing.
Right,
awesome.
Cocaine.
Well, kinda? I guess so. Yeah, on the rise, right? It looks. I mean, you got a lot of Elton John,
right?
And
Stevie Nicks.
Paul Simon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it was definitely there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as flashy.
I'm enjoying
cool,
this.
man.
I'm enjoying the 50.
It was fun going 50 years looking back. The summer of 50 years looking back.
And
awesome,
really
man.
realizing that these movies, especially, are really timely to now. Like that right? We're still like that. Nope. In the last 50 years, we have figured out none of this. Zero.
All the things they're addressing could still be applied today. You could remake any one of these movies, and very little would have to change.
Yeah, and put some
still be relevant.
Yeah, put some more
more
relevant
Zendaya in it, or Timothée Chalamet, and then you're good.
Yeah, and some relevant like cityscapes, like some newer cars. And
sure.
But even the futuristic ones is like, yeah. Although now all of our space movies have to all deal with one man being stuck out in
a
space
green screen
by himself.
One man in a volume. Well, I think you could totally do Logan's Run with Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. You could totally do that.
Yeah, totally. Just kind of like, hey. Oh wow!
What's happening?
How about Farrah Fawcett showing up?
Wasn't she great? Yeah.
I was like, there's no way Farrah Fawcett is like a total like 10th
just
person.
A weird
down.
cameo.
Yeah. So was she famous at that point? Like did
I don't know.
Charlie's Angels?
Charlie's Angels. Right? Yeah, I don't know when Charlie's Angels. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I know. Funny. I saw that too. I thought when I saw her name, I thought she was going to be more of it.
Yeah.
But then I was trying to remember. I was like, I've seen it, but I don't remember her even being in it.
Yeah.
What was her? Charlie's Angels was from started in '76. So it was next year. So she wasn't even big yet. So that was
that was her
walk on.
Like, just go into my friend's movie real quick, and we're gonna
just try it out. Yeah, we'll see. We got something cooking for you.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, speaking of music, our good friend Dorian Holder from Osaka, Japan, has sent us a new song.
awesome.
To play us out.
Oh,
To
amazing.
play us out live. Or
Love it.
not live, but
Play me out live. Play us out live.
We'll do it live.
Well, also speaking of one other song thing is that the Lila, my oldest daughter, oldest daughter, that we're going to see. Speaking of Orange County, is Fullerton in Orange County?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Okay, so we're going to Fullerton tonight to see a band called Bug Stomp, who's from San Diego.
Are they playing at the skate shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, that skate shop's great. I saw a Lifeguard play there.
Oh, amazing.
It's really fun. It's really tiny. You might have to try to get there a little bit earlier,
We bought
especially
tickets.
if people know the band.
$10 tickets, which is amazing. They're playing with another band called like Citrus Junior or something. I don't know, but they're on tour. But she found this band randomly on Spotify like a year and a half ago, maybe, and they had
awesome.
like 100 followers and less than 1,000 plays, the whole thing. And so we've been sending, like, every time they put up something, we send, hey, they put up a new song, whatever.
Oh, fun.
And so we were looking, she's like, Dad, they're on tour. They're playing in Portland. And I'm like, oh, that's a bummer. And then we looked at the list and I'm like, they're playing in Fullerton tonight or whatever, like it did on July 5th. And so we're going to see that. So we will be in Orange County watching kind of, I don't know what kind of music it is. It's like indie. It's like indie rock, kind of like da, 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 like heavy guitars, kind of, but like catchy. Yeah, it's good. So anyway, well, I'll report back. I'll report back from the OC next week.
Let me know how it is in Fullerton. Yeah. That's a great shop.
The Fullerton Skate Shop.
Yeah, where are they? What's the name of the? I'm trying to find. I just found their Instagram. They look cool.
Yeah.
That's
and they're
awesome.
and she's going to school in San Diego next year. So I'm like,
well, there you go. Yeah. So they're dialed into the local scene.
Figure out the local scene quick. Get in there. Get in there while you can.
She's got her finger on the pulse. She knows what's up. They just played Las Vegas last night. And then Fullerton tonight. I see them. That's a good run.
They did like a whole West Coast
Citrus Junior plus Bug Stomp.
Yeah,
so
Citrus Junior
tours.
I think is the big band, but I don't know what they sound like. I haven't looked.
All right.
But yeah.
That'll be fun. Fullerton's the home of Fender. I think they still have a Fender museum there. The guitars.
All right.
Awesome.
So we'll be heading.
It's cool. It's right by all the colleges right there.
Cool.
It's a good spot.
It'll be fun. But now for Dorian's.
Oh yes, right.
Amazing.
So Dorian Holder has a new project. Let's see. It is called G-Lee-B. It's that's how it's pronounced in English. It's a move away from the electronic stuff he'd done and more towards a full band, and he wants to collaborate with more musicians. So if you want to get a hold of Dorian, you can find him. What is he? He's at d.holder on Instagram. Let's see.
I believe so.
D Holder.
And he's in Japan.
He's in Osaka, but he's up for collaborating.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Where? I'm trying to look up his Instagram real quick. I don't see it on the thing. There we go. D Holder Music. DHOLDERMUSIC. And the band is called G-Lee-B. And the song I'm going to play is called Shadows. It was a new project. So we're going to play this out with this song. Thanks, Dorian, for sending it in. If you have a song you want us to play, you can write us hyphenatehalftime@gmail.com. Send me your music. I'll play it on the show. And let us know what's going on. What shows are you going to in Orange County this summer?
Yes.
Let us know.
Hopefully I'll be going to more too.
Yeah. You got to go to the Wayfair in Costa Mesa. Have you been there?
No. I haven't been to any shows, I don't think, in Orange County. Really.
Oh, well. All right. You're starting at the right spot. That skate shop was started by somebody from the band Alkaline Trio. Oh, do you know this band?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's one of those guys. He started this
Matt Skiba?
Maybe
he's the main. He's like the bass player, main guy that also filled in Blink 182 for Tom when Tom was gone.
Oh, okay. Program Skate and Sound, right? This is what it's called.
Maybe.
Yeah. Program. What is their whole thing? Yeah, it's cool. They sell music. They sell records and tapes and things.
That seemed like a cool thing.
And,
like they have the whole.
Oh wait, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's Death by Stereo. Maybe that's the band, not Alkaline Trio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, maybe Death by Stereo is the band because they got their merch up there. But yeah, it's a cool spot. It's fun. And it's nice. It's all ages, and it's totally tiny. I mean, if you get 20 people in there, and it's crowded.
Well, that's the big thing that at the top it was like all ages, and I'm like, we're going. Tickets are $10, and it's all ages. We will drive an hour and a half. We're driving an hour and a half from our cousins. They're going to their cousin's house, and we're taking 2 cars so we can drive to the show on the way home.
Nice. Fun.
Yeah, should be fun.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Well, have a good week. Oh, and then should we watch? You want to watch Bad News Bears?
Yes.
Let's do it. I feel like I need something more uplifting. Some Walter Matthau throwing beer cans at kids.
Bears play on Saturn.
All right. Next week, Bad News Bears. Watch along if you want to watch with us for the films of 1976.
Yeah.
The summer's rolling on through.
Yep.
All right.
See you next week.
All right. Take care, everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.